Them a wonder how blessed we do this. I see them come with tongue. Teacher prophet tell them we locks get longer. He they know it. Press radio, you don't know. Pop the good music.
Boom family, and it's Jammers in the house. I'd like to say thanks to the ancestors, thanks to the management, and thanks to Ragged D. You've been bigging me up from time. Each and everybody, Jammers in the house, and I'm going back to basics when I used to DJ, so I'm bringing it back.
You're listening to the Jam Masters Show on Bless FM with DJ Jammers.
Jam Masters, see? How you know, say John would say, sound boy, you're gonna bite the dust tonight. Bullet!
Alright, I like the tune. Check it, 1, 2.
Cool, that's one for the Empresses, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, so what is your... You've raised some interesting points here. So what is your view on a good black woman then?
Alright. Hold tight, listeners. Hope you listen. This is DJ Jammers in the studio. First time you're hearing him.
First time.
And it's like the WordPress, you know what I mean? There's a website called WordPress. Don't know where they get it from, you understand? So we're talking about black man or a good black woman.
Yeah.
Why?
So what would you say?
Why I say, my opinion.
Yeah.
But you people gonna have to text in because my opinion might not be what you're the same as yours. So, you know what I mean? Number one, it take 3 years to know a woman.
How do you work that out?
Right, because the first year...
Are you looking at it like a car now?
Yeah, more or less. It's the same thing. Yeah, I remember the car is made in the shape of a woman still.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Right, and it take you 3 years to know your car.
Right, yeah.
Because the first year, you just struggle at the engine and the this and that. Yeah. But then when things start going wrong, you start realizing that by the time the 3 years done, you know everything about your car.
Yeah, so how would you relate that to the woman now?
Why, the first year... It's all you get the upfront thing, everything. What you like? It's nice, you know what I mean. But the second year, you kind of get the real deal.
Right, yeah. Right.
By the second, and women, you will agree. Say the first time you meet a man, is all suited and booted and nice and wow, treating you like a lady.
Yeah.
And then after the first year, brethren, you don't go nowhere. Yeah, so ladies, if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. But I kind of realized that even in my personal relationship, the first year, not gonna lie, I hope she's not listening still, you know. But still, the first year,
you might have to go to the show tomorrow if you make the wrong sound.
No, I'm gonna go to the show tomorrow because I'm really interested in the opinions of how to find a good black man or good. Not me, don't really want a good black man. Me know any of them thing there. You know what I mean?
Well, you need a good brethren around you still, you know. So
yeah, but the women them we're talking about soulmates and
that's right. Yeah,
so
cool.
If you're gonna find a good black woman, I feel so. The first year, you get the good treatment. You know what I mean? Because she's going to show you the best side of her. Yeah. The second year, according to how your relationship is, if you don't slip up or nothing don't change, you're going to see some different side of her. But when the time comes and you do something wrong, that's when you see a different side of her. So like, for example, with my queen, everything was nice the first year. Trust me. I thought, like, unbelievable. It is the best thing since Rizla. But you see what happened one day, I got locked up. I never came home.
What do you mean locked up as in locked out your car or locked up as in any other thing?
Yeah, I got locked up in a country. I went on a mission with the man there, and it so happened that I ended up getting locked up for a couple of days. Yeah, I didn't come home. But you see, when I did phone her, she goes, "Where are you?" I said, like, I'm kind of locked up and things. So, and she goes, "What?" I said, "Alright, cool." But when I got home, and I opened the door and I saw her face, I didn't see the person that I was going out with for the past year. I saw somebody with an invisible axe. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might as well. It was a totally different person. And it's like, no matter how you want to try and man them, listen to me. No matter how much you think that you got your woman on lockdown, it don't go like that. Because when you cross that line, you know, and then she gives you that look that your mother give you, it's over, virgin. When you see that look, I seen that look before somewhere. Oh, that's where my mom's gonna beat me. That's where I see that look. When you see that look from the woman, then you know that things change, Rasta. So, and that was in the second year. I never thought that came, and it was she turned a bad man. You know what I mean? And no matter how bad you may be, bad man, them out there, you see when the woman ready, and she's the right woman, she will, in a humble way, make you feel like, is she gonna stay? Is she gonna go? Is she gonna cuss me? And you start interrogating yourself because you don't know what she's gonna do. So if you, and now you don't know her again because you mucked up. So, for example, now if a man get caught cheating, and he has to go home and face that woman.
Yeah.
What's this like? You're no matter how big or muscly you are, no matter how much you dominate her, once you get caught cheating and you really check for her, but you get caught, you're everything gone out the window, Rasta. Yeah. So my idea of a good black woman is someone that puts the Creator first. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. Put the Creator, the Almighty, the Supreme Being, whatever you want to call it, Amen, Jah, Allah, whatever you want to call your Supreme Being, you put that before anybody. That's the first move for a good black woman. Because if she loves the Creator and the creation more than you, or more than herself, then that way it's already balanced with Ma'at in a way. Yeah, you understand? With nature. Yeah. And that's the point too. Number 2, she must love nature.
Right.
Yeah. That's it. You know what I mean? And she must see everything as equal.
Yeah.
You mustn't see like, because I'm the man, I got more say than her. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Because when a baby's born and she dumps that baby in your lap and the baby's only 2 weeks old, who's the man? Where's the big man now? You gotta get up all night to feed that baby.
That's true.
Scream and scream. You know, you'll break up in a week. You'll break up. You know what I mean? And start calling her and trying to find her back. So that's some of the strengths that the women have that we don't have.
But so you said the first year. So the first year is the cover up.
Yeah, the first year is a nice goody.
The second year is when certain things start to reveal itself.
Yeah.
And what's the third year now?
The third year now is when you're just getting the real deal. You get what it is. There's no hiding, nothing. You know, because now you're in a relationship, you ain't going nowhere, especially if you've married her by the third year. Right. Then you see, that's another thing again, people. You see, when I've noticed this, when people are together in a relationship, everything's good. You could be with a woman for 10 years, yeah? And as soon as you get married, tell me everything don't change.
That's what been told.
Well, ladies,
everything changes.
Everything changes, but when you're courting and you're together for so long, 10 years, some of you got children in the relationship, it's all good. You say, the next best thing to do is get married. But when you get married, tell me if everything, at least 50% changes.
And why would you say that is then?
It depends, because some of the man them feel so now they're married, the woman can't go nowhere and start to dominate them.
Right, it's like an ownership.
Yeah, like now you belong to me, you can't go nowhere, I can do what I want to do and you got to stay in the yard, and ego and all these things. Yeah, well, some men do that, you know what I mean? And I know men that's done that been in relationship for 3, 4, 5 years, everything's all good, they got children, and then the day they get married, the following week, I'm getting complaints that the man's going on away. You know what I mean? It's changed. You know what I mean? You know, like
for a certain man, it's well, their first year with the woman is all about the thrills and the sex. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I never said that part. That's the part. I was trying not to say that, you know, but jump right up and say that.
Is it the right time of the day? Have we got part?
Well, let me see if the children them are in bed.
Are the children's in bed, yeah?
Right, them children them watch them thing on YouTube. Yeah, so don't get it twisted. But yeah, the first year, even down to the sex life, everything, you know what I mean? Everything is rosy and thing, but then by the second year and third year, by the third year come now, you're tired. If you you know what I mean, you're tired. You know what I mean? Or if you're not tired, she's tired or wants something more than just flesh. Yeah, because you see, what people don't realize in a relationship, we are more than just flesh. So when they come together, they think it's all about the sex and the love and the kissing and the hugging. No, brethren. The sex part, you have to get over that, you know what I mean, conquer that and move on to the spiritual side of what's within the divinity within that woman.
But I think that's where the problem is, because we're trained to look a partner, and a partner is just the part. You're not looking for the whole thing. So the man is is just looking for the sex part. The woman maybe is looking for the wealth and security part, but not looking for the fullness. So when the bad breath come in, or the untidiness, or the man want to play PlayStation come in, or the football match come in.
Oh gosh, don't talk about the football, brethren. You know what I mean? Especially if she wants to watch her EastEnders and you want to watch football, you're now separated. You're in one room, she's in another room.
That's it, yeah.
So people, it can be good. You can get these relationships where it's made to match. Alright, for example, some of you are in a relationship what has been continued from a previous life.
Okay, now you're getting that. Hold up. Now you're getting deep, so explain that now.
Soulmates.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, for example, twin flames. You got twin flames and you got soulmates.
Right.
Yeah. So for example, you've got another half of you. The only way I could explain it is, when I say this, so there's a whole one. That one splits in two, male and female. Yeah. And then eventually you may meet that other partner, or you'll be searching for that partner throughout your life, or you're waiting for the right one to come. But then when she comes, you will know, because you will have so much in common. You feel like, brethren, I can't believe that me and her likes the same things.
Right.
It's only maybe 10% different, but you both like the same things, and you both feel that you're made for each other because you enjoy your company so much. You don't want to go nowhere. You want to be everywhere together. Where she goes, you go. Where you go, she wants to be by your side. Not because of love, but it's because of divinity within you. So you could have been in a relationship before you met in this flesh, in another life.
Right.
So if you believe in these things, which I know, say this is not the first time I've been here on the earth, and I definitely know this is not the first time Jammers has been on the earth.
Oh wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, respect.
You understand? Because if you listen to the etymology and the things that he's saying, to me, it's beyond the physical. It's like it's something that a man's been doing from previous life, and he come back again and he's doing the same thing. And the more he does it, is the more he perfects it. You know what I mean? Well,
respect to that. Just to break away slightly, because certain things that come to me is I haven't thought of the things. You know, like for instance, why is A and why is Z Z? And it's because the A is the first sound that you can physically make. And Z is the sound of air leaving your body. You can't Google none of this information. So just to endorse what my man said, certain information that's coming through me, you can't Google it, but it still seems to make sense, you know. Okay. But back to relationship.
Yes, even if you get away with it, you're not getting away with it though, because you ain't even answered the question. Ladies, he's not answering the question. You know,
I that's one. See, I always know you gotta stay in your lane. And my lane is the words.
Okay, you hear that, ladies? So don't bother try buying book to get him phone number, because it's not gonna work. Yeah.
But my brethren said that he can find out what a woman's like in the first minute. It doesn't take him 3 years. Because he says what you gotta do. But so if there's any men listening, could you just make your lady sort of go out the room for a second? You know, because we don't want the females getting this information still. You know, he says what the best way to find out about a woman in like the first seconds is make her lose her temper. When the lady loses her temper, then you see her true nature. And some of the sweetest women that you can see, when you see their temperature is bigger than a hurricane that you can see.
Right. That could be costly. That could be costly. You know what I mean? That's gambling. You know what I mean? As I said, when I got myself in problems and when I came home, she was fuming. Yeah, but
now, what you're saying, before you get in a proper relationship with the person, you see how they react when they lose their temper.
That means you're taking a chance. You could lose her there.
Well, then maybe it's best time to lose it if you're booking on with a psychopath afterwards. Then 3 years later, you find that you built up the yard, and the next thing you're kicked out.
It's true.
The next man's moved in.
Yeah, somebody you know as well.
Yeah.
So people, it's true what you're saying, because if I didn't know how certain women stay when they lose their temper, I think I would never be with them. And for example, I woke up one day and I was in my sleep and I was waking, so I was like, get up. And when I opened my eyes, I saw this woman with a crowbar in her hand.
I don't even want to, it's blessed I'm going to keep my words clean. But
yeah, I saw this woman with a crowbar in her hand. and she was just about to lick me with it. Yeah.
What did you do wrong then?
I was playing, innit?
Right.
Yeah. But when I look up and I saw her with the crowbar, I look at her and I said, "What's the matter with you, man? Put down the thing and go to your bed. Stop being stupid. Don't even know what you do with that. You know, man, I ain't got no time. Look, put down the thing and come to sleep." Brethren, I turned my back on her. But wasn't I shitting myself? Brethren, if you talk about Pampers, I'm Miggy Pampers the name at that time. Because I said to myself, I have to be brave. I have to stand up to the thing, because if I'm going to do anything wrong, she might attack me. So I just played it cool. You know what I mean? And yeah, she kind of walked out the room with the crowbar. You see, when she walked out the room, you'll see her far side get up. You know what I mean? Take away the crowbar. So don't you ever do a thing like that again. And from that, the relationship done. You know what I mean? Because make I tell you something, man. Then you see, when a woman catch you cheating, you're the last one to know. Believe me on this. You might think when she tell you you're the first one to know, but you're the last one. By the time she tell you, all of her brethren know.
Yeah.
You understand?
And in the next side to that, the woman that's got the house so clean, which you want to be your queen, that's the one who's working like a detective. The reason why she's got that house so clean, she's looking for that hair, she's searching for that
one strand of weave that don't belong to her. Trust me, people. And man, them, if you know, even when you go out raving and you come back, and your missus will pick off one hair off your this is not mine. It's hers, you know. But as long as it's on you, it's like, oh, this is not mine. This is mine. And automatically you're under suspicion, brethren. You know, you're guilty until proven innocent.
That's right.
So the project what's coming up now is how to find the right person.
Yeah.
The good man and the good. I couldn't say a good man and a good person, but the right person.
Yeah. Because what's good for one is not good for the other, you know? So.
Yeah. So what's your idea of a good one?
Well, the thing is that you broke down the science of it, because basically you're looking for a partner. So you've got to find the other part that you're missing. That's going to enhance you to be a whole person. You know, so, you know, there's no point if, you know, you're a man who unclean, you run up and down so much, and it works both ways still, because maybe if you find somebody who's the same as you might be happy. But if you find somebody who's a person who's a thinker and who keeps the house clean, and you're able to do something else, and you can put your parts together to make a whole, then that's the relationship, you know. But you don't want to be looking for a part of something. You really want to be looking for a whole person, you know.
But you see, then again, you and her makes the whole.
Exactly. So I said you broke it down, because you got to find the other part.
You got to find the other part of yourself.
Yeah.
Going into the Bible, God, in the beginning, God created man. He made them male and female. He created them. So that means that male and female could be one thing, and then it splits into two, which is Adam and Eve. Adam is a race of people. So we're not going to go too much into that. But if it splits into two, then you're going to have what they call find your soulmate. They got a thing called a soulmate, and they got a twin flame. Two different things.
What's the difference between the soulmate and the twin flame?
Well, you'd have to come to the meeting to find that out.
Right.
Yeah. But you see, the person you're with, is that your soulmate or your twin flame? And somebody say, "Oh, you're my soulmate." Women say that. "Oh, you're my soulmate." But then if you're the soulmate, then who's the twin flame? Because the twin flame is more important than the soulmate.
You have to do a little insight on what a twin flame is.
The twin flame is what I just said to you before, which is one divided into two.
Right.
That meets together and comes back into the one.
Right.
Yeah. So when you meet your soulmate, you will know. You know what I mean? When you meet your twin flame, you will know. But there is a difference between a soulmate, because you can have many soulmates, but you don't have one twin flame.
Right, okay, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, so it's like that. So,
and I think the next thing society trains you to look for, rather than concrete energies or like truth, justice, cleanliness, it makes you look for something like clothes, appearances, things that are not really showing you the nature of the person that you're with. You know, like the long hair or the right haircut or the right tattoos. So when you're moving for an appearance. You're not moving for the essence of what the person. It could be like a serial killer. When you're buying your clothes, you're checking everything. When you get in a car, you're checking the history. If you're going for a job interview, so that's really how when you're looking for your next partner, you should be treating them like it's a job interview. Like if you don't want to take on board a serial killer or a psychopath.
But it's hard though. I'd like to go to this debate, because as I say, it's hard because even you could be finding the right person and believe you got the right person, and then 10 years down or 5 years down the line, you come home, you got your nice black African queen, Nubian, black and shiny, love you to the max. One day you come home, she's light skinned. Now what? Would you love her the same? So ladies, those who bleach their skin here, does your man love you the same, or does he love you more? Does he find you more attractive, or what?
That's a problem, because even the brainwashing program is that certain man will love the bleach and the plastic chest more than the real
deal.
You see, so this is society's based on false. You have to have false teeth, false eyes, false makeup to fit the picture that they're giving you in Hollywood. No good wood. Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to this thing. This is on what day is it on?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to be a number of days, but the
what
first
time?
one is tomorrow from 6 till 8:30
at Chestnut.
At Chestnuts. Find Your Voice with Brother Dougie, and it's Find Your Voice with Brother. How to find a good black man or a good.
All right. So if we split the room in half and have all the man them sitting on one side and all the woman them sitting on the other side, right? Would it help? No. Yeah. No.
Well, I think they've got two. I think authors from America who seem to have the formula.
Yeah.
They seem to have the formula. You're doing a world book tour, so they're going to be there tomorrow, and they have the formula. So maybe that might be one of their experiments,
I don't know. I need to listen to this because I suss it out for myself. But if somebody's got another way of saying, well, this is how you find the right person. Yeah, but at the same, because of the world we're living in, and Babylon throws so much obstacles in the way of the woman to make, like, even if you go into a hairdresser's, in the woman's hairdressers, all the magazine has got women with straight hair and light-skinned women, and this program that they've put in front of our African Nubian queens to make them think that the lighter shade or the this shade or the that shade is better. Well, it's up to them what they want to choose, but I like to see his remedy of how he work out this thing can go. I can't see. I don't know how he's going to do this.
No, it'd be interesting, because I think basically we're the only set of people on the planet that wants to be somebody else. Because an Arsenal supporter would never want to be a Tottenham supporter. A Scottish person would never want to be a Welsh person. A Roman Catholic would never want to be a Protestant. So we've been programmed through the programming to be something other than who we really are. And when we're looking for a partner, we're looking for somebody who is other than what they really are.
So what's the first thing? What would be the first thing you would look at? You meet a woman and you say, well, boy, what's the first thing that you're going to clock if you're going to, like, looking for a relationship?
Well,
what's the first thing
you have to really know
for?
what you want. Do you really want a partner, or do you want someone to have a sexual relationship with? Do you want to have a good cook? Are you looking for a cleaner? So basically, are you prepared to have a long-term relationship with someone? I think people have to be real with what they're really looking for.
You're looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with, so you can end up pushing wheelchairs together and all that stuff, walking down the road with walking sticks and Zimmer frames, race and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So you're looking for someone to spend the rest of your earthly life with.
Yeah, but the problem is that you've been programmed to think, oh, the big butt is that person. The haircut is that person. The big car is that person. So that's the problem. When we're choosing to get the right part, we're looking at the wrong part to get the right part. The things that you're supposed to be looking at is the things that you can't see.
Yes.
Generous, truthful. Qualities that you can't see.
I'm glad you said that, because what you're looking for, as my brethren just said, people, to find the right person, you have to look within the person. what you see outside will change. You know what I mean? There's some girls that we used to look at school and them buff and say, yeah man, them girl there. When you look at them now, you're saying, I can't believe them.
You're laughing at the man who you was vexed over. Who got there first.
Yeah. Some girls who used to keel over, you want to fight boy for them at school, and when you see them now, you're saying, that girl them used to would have fight for. People, they shed this skin that we have, it ages if you don't look after it. Just like a car. If you have a car and you wax it and you polish it and you protect it, it will last as long time. Very rarely age on the outside, and that's how we are as human beings. And some women are like that too. They don't age, but then you have some women that after they've given birth, they change, and the man realizes, well, she's not the same as she used to be, but you have to love her the same way. But as she gets older, you look at our parents, our mom, our dad now, and you look at them grey and all of this, but one day there was a time when they did look good and on form. You understand?
I think in their time, you see, they had to survive. The man and the woman had to be together to survive. They had to work together to have a happy family. But now, people can fall in love with them. The biggest love is their mobile phone. That's the biggest partner.
Oh, I'm glad you said that too. Right. There's a phone. Alright, greetings.
Greetings. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Is that Brother Sion?
Yes, it's Brother Sion.
I'm glad that you can join me on Bless, because this brother's been a long partner in my journey, you know, with his knowledge and wisdom. So I'm glad that you've found me right here. So yeah, what have you got to say, bro?
Well, you know, to kind of, I suppose, just give thought for expansion, you know, and contemplation, because relationships, and we've been having this thing for, you know, the longest of times, you know, when we try to define what a relationship should be. You know, when it's more complex than that, you know, what is a good black man? What is a good black woman? You know, there's a lot of conditioning, false narratives we both bought into about
all right, what's his name?
You know, romance and relationship and things, you know.
Brother Sayad, how you doing?
I'm okay. Who is this someone talking?
This is Brother Bless, yeah. We're talking about this relationship thing, yeah? How to find the right person. So, are you in a relationship with a woman at the moment?
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, the kind of relationship I have is not conforming to the conventional idea. I've got 4 children, 3 grandchildren. I've grown through experiencing relationships throughout my life, and each relationship led me to a psychological growth where I wasn't really to kind of conform to the ideas. I questioned a lot of things, and
So
my experience.
Just to cut in, sorry, bro. What would you say would be the best to look for when you're looking for a good black woman? As you say,
well, firstly, this thing about good black woman, good black man. You know, it's even when you address that statement, when you think about it, you're assuming that. Well, first you got to be good, and what is good?
Yeah.
You know, good. You know, good for one folk may not be good for the other. You know, like one man food is another man poison. You know, yeah. We're not the same in the sense that we're all walking around as clones. We're unique beings, individualized. We have different backgrounds. There's a lot of things that contribute the mental emotional makeup, the mental emotional identities people formulate out of these expectations based on. And relationships, to me, can be a good training ground for getting to know whom you are, the relationship you're to have with yourself. Because that's what I find would be the first call. You need to have a relationship with yourself.
Yeah, I like what you just said. So basically, you're saying that every really relationship is a learning experience where you can learn about yourself too. So if you have to move on to another relationship after that, then you're actually benefiting all the time in a certain way.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's even this need for. All right, I'll put it this way: we're under this premise. We carry this premise that man is made for woman and woman is made for man, right? And people have this idea, therefore, that you're looking for that other half. You're looking for whom? You are looking for what completes you. This is the idea we be conditioned to accept. Yeah? Now, I come from a different premise through my own growth, direct experience, and knowing which has enabled me to no longer conform to the mental ideas I've been brought up. Most of us have been brought up with, conditioned with, and trying to follow.
So what is your premise then?
Well, you see, man is made for the source of all life, the creator, or God for those who still have that. But, you know, man is made for the creative source. Woman is made for the creative source. And man and woman are to complement one another, not to complete one another. So what you find when people talk about relationships, they're looking for someone else. The man or the woman is coming from a place of need, which means you're lacking something essential inside of yourself. I'm not saying to need help, to need assistance is something that is not a part of our growth. But growth is a thing where you outgrow also. You know? The same type of pants you wore when you were 5 is not the same pants you can fit in now. Yeah? So we grow through things and through stages that also gets to a point where we outgrow and can't fit into that which we felt confined in or use to define ourselves. Because what we use to define ourselves confine us.
So but basically what you're saying is that we need to develop ourselves as a complete person. But what happens is that we've been trained to look at somebody else to be that person that's going to satisfy us. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Someone, yes, it is that, but it's more than that, because the issue we have is we believe we're this person. When we're actually we're pure conscious awareness. We are infinity. And we're identifying with this mental, psychological, mental emotional construct called a person. Now we know that the word person is related to the word persona, which means a mass. And we try to the idea we have of ourselves based on this identity of a person is what entraps us, limits us, even to the point where we may blame someone else for not meeting our demands, which cannot be met by someone else. It's like expecting someone else to drink water and quench your thirst. How that gonna happen?
Excuse me, so are you running any classes or any workshops?
Not running any classes or workshops.
I feel so that you need to open your own school, you know.
Well, you know, I am working on basically setting up a format to assist those who are, I would say, on the wavelength to appreciate this level of understanding of yourself.
Well, what I've got to say, sorry to cut you, but we've got a bit of time constraints here, you know, so we definitely want to have you back next week to talk about this again, yeah? But is there anything that you can leave us with now that you would think that would help us, you know, based on your premise to to move in a way of a relationship that is a success rather than a failure?
Well, success will have to start with you. And we need to question a lot of the concepts that we carry, which breeds expectations based on these concepts we carry of relationships. We're not questioning them. I mean, you know, for a relationship to be successful, if you want to put it there, the two have to complement one another. Without
So when you mean compliment, what exactly do you mean by a compliment?
Like how the bass complement, the drum complements the bass, the guitar.
So is it praise you're talking about, that each person has to praise each other, or is it a working relationship? It's compliment?
Oh, I see. That's a good point, because the word compliment can mean what I mean. Well, no, what I mean by that is if you look at like music, you're a singer, I'm a singer, you have the voice. But the musical instruments that is going to also be producing and accompanying you as a music has to complement your voice, has to complement the whole picture you're looking to create.
Right.
Yeah? So complementing that context rather than your own. Somebody.
Right. Yeah, I can see.
You know, that's not what I mean. It's complementing one another in the sense that your presence brings out the more, the better. Not that you're trying to be better for this person. We have to begin to realize you are enough for yourself. And what we have been conditioned to believe about ourselves, the mind is the track. Because who you are is beyond your mind. Your mind, the sky is not the limit. Your mind is. If you realize you are the vast expanse of the sky, okay? Your actual self is pure awareness. Without awareness, nothing is happening. Yeah? But we've been identifying with this mind construct, and you end up having this mind games, mind tricks. You know, this is what's going on with people. Yeah? It's all of this mental asylum we're in.
So, like, if you're talking to a young person, I don't know, about maybe like 14, 15, 16, you know, who's just started on this journey in relationships, what advice would you give them?
Well, the advice I would give my children, my youngest is 23 in a few days. Yeah?
Right.
So throughout their life, and they would call me, my daughter will call me if she's having a relationship scenario, my son. Yeah?
Yeah.
The thing is, when you talk to your children, you have to remember so that you may have their body, but you don't have their soul. And they're here, they're going to make their own choices, and they have to have their own unique experience. Even if you kind of give them the precepts, you warn them before, they still have to, in order to know, they're still going to have to go through their own experience.
But what could you as a parent do then if you're saying that the child has to go through its own experience? So what must the parent do? Just stand back, or is there anything?
No, it's not that. It's just that, you see, my first things I talk to my youth with is about their soul, who they are in a being. Rather than looking for themselves outside, for them to appreciate the time they are to spend with themselves. Yeah?
Right.
To get to know who they are. Don't just run with the crowd. Don't just be like you're looking outside and you're trying to compare yourself with this and that, and because you want to fit in, and you start to kind of, you know, disfigure yourself just to fit in with the crowd or fit in with who you want to be friends with. Mm-hmm. That is something I firstly show them and say, listen, that's not what the priority is. You are not to try to compare yourself to others or try to fit in just to have friends.
Right.
You need to first feel comfortable with you. And how are you going to do that? By taking the time to get to know you. Sit in that silence. There's times when my parents, them, would tell me to, you know what I'm telling you, them, and we come from a different generation to the ones to now. So the parents we had is different to kind of parenting in where we're looking in this present time.
Right.
But we would be told things like, you know, you have to be quiet, you know, be still. Yeah. And there's this thing about children should be seen but not heard. And that can become kind of a toxic. But in the balancement of it, when a child can learn to be still with themselves and reflect inward, and it's not seen as some chastisement or punishment, but to just be still and look within themselves, this develops the child to be able to gain access to their own inner wisdom.
So what you say, basically, you see the passage that our parents had to journey through and the process of whatever education or religion they undertook or philosophy took away the spiritual element that they could pass on to their offspring, and part of the process that's created and perpetual to itself. So as you just said, you know, like sit still and be quiet. You see, that is not passing on any spiritual knowledge or what you've just said. So I'm just saying it's the process that they went through, part of the problem as well.
Well, it can be, but it doesn't have to be, because spiritual knowledge is within you. We go on like the truth is outside of ourselves, and the truth is not outside of you. The truth is right within you. So even the difficulties and the difference of what our parents went through, it still depends upon the individual to be able to tune into themselves.
How do you find the truth, though, if you don't know what the truth is when you're looking for the truth?
The truth is within you.
But how do you recognize it?
You have to close the door and go within. Because you see, the thing is, a lot of people are scared to be with themselves.
But when you go within, what are you looking for?
You're not even looking, it's not your mind. You're going in to be still with yourself, to feel and become aware of the inner, most part of you. You see, if you're in your mind, then everything is just all about mental thinking and what you're being told to believe, and then it's just mind games. Right. And your mind blocks you from knowing this truth within yourself.
Okay.
Yeah? The mind will always deflect spiritual knowledge because you're dealing with academic, because I've read this book, because I've been told this, because I've got this degree, because of this. This is how we've been conditioned.
Right.
Mentally to look outward and believe that mind is supreme. But check this out. You don't experience life through thinking. You experience life through feeling.
Right.
And feelings have been, in this society especially, has been something that has been suppressed, distorted, judged, categorized, and compartmentalized. These feelings, which is being consensually agreed upon, is called good. And feelings that's become consensuously judged and agreed upon is put in the category of bad.
Right.
So what ends up happening, your mind starts to judge certain feelings that you may be experiencing, but then start to resist those feelings, create suppression, and now you've got subconscious blocks.
Right. Right. Well, sorry, I'm going to have to time constraint, but this is excellent. You know, it's excellent what you brought to the table, and I'd like to put it out to the listeners as well. But definitely, we'd like to have you next week to continue the part 2 of this as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so where can people find you anyway? Before we go, where can people find you? Are you on Instagram?
Well,
you got a website or is any?
Yes, I have a website.
What's your website?
My website is it's called Soul Sound Meditation.
MyHeartSoulSoundMeditation.com. Right, so I'd like to thank you again for your excellent contribution. Yeah. And, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna throw it out to maybe you probably stay listening, and we might even call you back in if we have some time. Yeah.
Yes, brother.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Every time.
And Brother Bob Sue's inside the house as well.
Yeah. Give thanks for your contribution, man. You dropped some good knowledge for us, and hope to see you at the event.
Yes, I will be there on the 21st and 29th. I have some other,
So you're gonna be at the history event, the TOL Temple of Light event. You're gonna be speaking then.
On the 29th, on the 21st and the 29th.
Oh, so on the 21st and the 29th at Chestnut Community Centre.
At Chestnut.
So people can get that knowledge from you on the day. Then that's great. That's
okay. Yes,
good. Pleasure. Yeah. So.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah, and I want to hear from you next week again. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Respect.
Yes, sure, certainly.
Respect.
All right. Take care. Goodbye.
And there you had a. And yeah, brother, so he's got me so confused as well. He full up my head with knowledge just then. And we was just doing a light little talk, and he's just taking it onto another level. What do you think of his contribution?
Yeah, people, you can phone in 079 444 31366, and if you're looking for the right partner, or if we've said something that you think is wrong, let us know, because sometimes ladies can meet Mr. Sweet, Mr. Right Guy and all the rosy and thing, and then by the time him get what he wants, him gone. Yeah.
And what I don't really get about that is, like, the women, they know about body language.
Yeah.
They bring up the children.
Yeah.
So they know that they're training them with the skills. They study astronomy.
Yeah.
They watch Oprah Winfrey. They listen to all the love songs, all the books, watch Loose Women. And then when they go to a party, they're just going for the man with the haircut, or the chain,
or the Indian looking hair.
The Indian looking hair.
The cool looking thing.
So they have the knowledge, and when you women, when you're choosing clothes, you're gonna get your clothes right. When you're discussing certain things, you're on point. So why is it that when you've got all the knowledge, the man walks in the room, and you fall in love, and you fall because of his haircut or his chain? Hello, caller? Greetings, caller. Your name?
Live.
What's your name?
Yeah, you're live.
I'm live. My name is Spin Doctor.
Oh, hi, Spin Doctor.
Yeah, I come to agree that I see the ladies are looking for the alpha male.
What's an alpha male? What's an alpha?
When I mean, the one that stands out the most. It could be a bad boy, like the baddest man.
Right.
One thing. How come you get a man who's locked up in prison?
Yeah.
He's locked up. Yeah? But yet he's getting all these women writing to him, want to have a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And they're outside and free, and they wouldn't look on the man on the street who's doing the work around the house. Right? So I put it down that women want to look for the alpha male, the bad boy, the protector. That's what they're looking for.
So why is it? Why do you think they're looking at? Because as I said, they've got all the knowledge. They read the books. They know your palm. They can tell by the way you're sweating what your star sign is. So why do you think they do that? Why do you think it is?
Well, I kind of said it. The alpha male, the man that stands out the most. The one that's in the background. He's not seen as a protector, a provider.
Right.
He's just seen as I don't know, as a friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So the instinct, the animal instinct that as a woman, the first thing you're looking for is the protector.
Yeah.
Right.
I went to the event there, and do you know about the chakras?
Yeah.
Explain
your knowledge on the chakras for
those
who don't know.
I'm just asking, but they say that the lower chakra,
okay, go.
From America said, works off of ego.
Yeah.
It's ego.
Right.
And then when you come to your middle chakra, you're working above a certain kind of more knowledge, more spiritual.
Right.
That's what he was saying. So
More
the
knowledge,
ego,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
The ego is the lowest. What is it? The lowest form of. I forgot what they call it, but sometimes you need ego to get you through.
Right.
In our life, but I find that. I don't know. I find that women are drawn to egotistic men because they're actually braggadocious themselves. They're more advertising themselves. Like, look at me a number one, me a the done, me run things. You understand? They like that loud man.
Alright, listen.
Quiet man.
Alright, Mr. What's your name, Carl? Yeah? Spin Doctor. Listen,
Yeah.
you are in a relationship, innit?
Me, no, I'm single.
Again.
Yeah. Hey, don't fuck me, you know.
You know what? You need to come to the seminar.
Again.
Come to the seminar.
My CV.
Come to the seminar on Friday, Bridget. We'll sort out something for you, Bridget. Come to the seminar on Friday, yeah?
Come to the seminar on Friday and you sort out something for me.
Yeah, no, brother Doug.
In other words, something. He doesn't sound too,
Yeah.
Something.
I'm going to tell you something.
You know something? If we look at the modern day, how youngsters actually chat up girls, they don't actually talk. They just say, number, give me a number, I want to link you. Whereas back in the day, we would actually romance date, court a young lady. But you look now, social media makes people hide behind their true character, so they pretend to be someone.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the problem that we actually have, is that a lot of people are pretending to be somebody they're not. And then when the mask slips down, and you find out, that person is not really what, that's when the relationship just goes kaput.
Alright, Spin Doctor, make a little point to you. You said two things, yeah, which is very important. The first thing you said is about the technology and all of this stuff, right? Now, I've noticed there's a generation of people that everything is phone, WhatsApp, all these kind of things, Facebook. The communication barrier is broken down, and I really, really feel bad about it, because I'm vexed about it, because I went to a meeting the other day, a family gathering, and all the family was there, but all the younger ones then was on their phones or on their iPad or doing something. Back in the day, we used to all come together and we used to be playing drafts or Ludo or something. But Babylon has come with this technology that the younger generation, don't communicate with each other no more unless it's using technology.
Yeah.
Right? So that alone is a breakdown of
As
our
my
unity.
friend said, distraction is an attraction.
Okay, that's number one.
An attraction is a distraction.
Right. Point number two, yeah? You are like a magnet. The way you think is what you're going to attract. Yeah?
Yeah.
And when you go through bad experiences in relationship, we put up barriers. And these barriers are being picked up by female who we really kind of want in our life, but they can feel the barrier. So they won't come to you. You are attracting the way you think. So if you're thinking, there's no good woman out there for me, they're all jokers, I've tried a couple times and it ain't gonna work, I'm done with them, you're putting that out in the universe. So the universe is gonna give you what you want.
Yeah, but can I say something, my brethren?
Yeah, again.
I'm moving a kingly character, and I'm looking at queen. But some of these women are not living up to be queens or empresses or princesses.
They're there,
you know?
They're there, brethren. I'm telling you. Let me give you an example. I was in a situation like yourself, yeah? Mine was a player, everything. I've gal galore, everything, no problem. And then one day I said to myself, you know what? I'm looking at queen, just like the eye, yeah? And I sat down and said, for me to get this queen, I have to prepare the way for this queen. First, I got to get myself in order. Then I got to get rid of everybody else that I've had a relationship with. When I say get rid of, I mean lock them off, get them out of the way. Yeah. So I'm literally on a mental and spiritual level preparing the way for the queen to come. Yeah. Now I prepared the way, mentally, spiritually, physically. I said, yeah, all right, I've done everything I need to do to prepare this way. Now all I got to do is wait for her to come. But I'm putting it out in the universe, yeah? And to say she's going to come. And I've told this to about 10 brethren. Why you got no girl? Why you settling down? Why? I said, don't worry, man, she'll soon come. When she's ready, she will come. And I was so confident. And you know what happened? The woman just came. I didn't even have to go and look for her. And that will happen with you. But you've got to prepare the way for her to come. And maybe you're doing certain little things that she's blocking her from coming. She could be right next to you all the time and you don't even see her. You understand? She could be somebody that's in your phone book, on your phone, and you talk to her every other week or so, and you don't even realise she's the one.
Can I stick a pin in it and ask you and Wordsmith a question?
Go on.
What's your definition of romance?
You can have that one. I'm a professional.
Well, basically, if you're being romantic, you just fall in a Roman antic, you know.
Yeah.
If you look at the word love in French, or it's amour. Amour backwards is Roma. So you're following just what the Romans do, really. You know, it's basically a Roman concept of, you know, the knight in shining armor. It was a fantasy that the kings at the time told to each other, and it spread to the masses. It was a thing of, because they didn't have TV. You know, this was their TV. All these romantic nights, since damsels in distress, and you know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
What's your definition of Afromantic then?
Okay, basically we were at one with nature. You know, we were surviving. We were enhancing our minds, our spirituality. You know, our family. It was all towards family. This love thing is more about possession. You know, who's got the biggest car, who's got the biggest ring, who's got the prettiest person or the handsome. It's all about a possession. It's not about the inner self or the higher self or the essence or the energy.
Yes.
You know, so that's the difference.
I like that. Because if you're living on a park bench,
yeah, so that's what
you can still get love.
That's right. So basically, that's what it is, and that's the problem. What we're having nowadays is that everybody's in especially the women. They're not looking for a man. They're competing against other women.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to outdo each other with the false nails, the false makeup, the chest plastic breasts. You know, the pumped-in bumper.
I'm not gonna woman bash. You know?
No, it's not woman bash. Basically, it's a programming that's been put in place that, you know, we've been given, say, instead of being given healthy food, we've been given a poison mind. You know, so it's not them. It's the people that are programming this behaviour into our conscious and subconscious. That's at fault. I'm not blaming
why is it, my friend, that there are more black men in mental health institutions because of relationships? After what you just said, and after what the brother said,
because of relationships.
Yeah, there are more black men in.
All right, so basically, what you're doing, you're telling the ladies that are listening that you lot are mad in the man them.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that there are
You're driving the black man mad.
Yeah,
well, all these East Enders and all this stuff, they're just mad in the man.
What? No, two things. I think that women get used to their heart broken on a regular because of the way men have been treating them from young. So they're used to getting their heart broken repair. But when a man's heart is broken, I think it goes to his head.
But doesn't that show you that women are stronger in that department?
Yeah, but that just shows you how love is so strong that we can't handle rejection.
We can, if you prepare yourself. You have to train yourself, Bridget. Make I tell you something. Yeah? A woman can break your heart, yeah? I tell a man, say, boy, nobody fall in love, stand in love, and grow in love. Because if you fall in love, somebody has to pick you up. But if you stand in love and grow in love, then you grow together. You know what I mean? And you're saying that there's enough man in the madhouse because a woman, those man there was weak. That's why they're in there.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, I got to go on the caller. So you're on your own there. Now I'm on the caller's side.
Right, they're weak. Ladies, and the ladies, they're listening to say, the man, they're weak. You know what I mean? No what a strong man. The woman box him, no run to the hospital. You know what I mean? No, but for real, I hear what you're saying, but I know that there's not a lot of man them in there because of women. Yeah? But if a man is in there because of woman, he just picked the wrong woman. You understand? That woman there must have been there to use him and abuse him. But not all women are like that.
You say that, right? There are men, and my friend told me of a scenario the other day. They've been married for X amount of years, and then one day at the blues, they've had their house, they've had their children, and the woman says, I don't want you no more, and then she's jiggling with an ex-man.
Yeah, well, that's a build-up. That's his fault because he hasn't been paying attention to the woman's need. Yeah, and some men then do that. Some men them, even like myself, I do this, I do that. I ain't got time for the missus. I got a mission to do. I don't have time for her, but she needs my time. You understand? It's not all about me. It's not all about you. It's not about working 9 to 5 and I want to sell this book or I want to build this. Sometimes
I bring the books in, Star.
He ain't getting away. I have to show the book in, because that book there, he worked hard on that book there. And I know at the moment, maybe that book is priority over woman right now. You understand? So at the end of the day, sometimes we put ourselves before the woman and don't realize she has needs, and she needs to be loved because a lot of women weren't given the right love when they were growing up, and a man don't realize how much of our black women has been raped or and been attacked, in their early age of life, and they have to close up and lock down, and we come and say, I'm the man. Brethren, you don't even know if she's been raped, if she's been abused. You don't know nothing about her, and you expect her to just open up to you. So,
but anyway, I won't go down.
I'll go there, brethren. I'll go there because it's true. We don't know what they've been through. So we have to prepare ourselves so that when that woman comes, she's going to say, that's the man for me.
Okay, so what are you saying? I'd like to hear from some women personally, But are you saying that if a woman came to you and you were interested and she told you about all the trauma she's been through, you would have her with open arms and become like a counsellor to her and nurture her and bring her through all her breakdowns?
Listen, for her to even trust me enough to tell me these things is enough for me to open up and trust and give her some kind of support, because a woman to tell you those things that's happened to her, that means she's trusting you. She's putting her trust in you to tell you this. So all you got to do is give it back in return. You know what I mean?
And as well, the woman, that type of woman might be wiser to what a good man really is, because basically they're no longer maybe looking for the alpha male, because maybe it was the alpha male that done the abuse or anything. So their mind is more open to a different type of relationship.
Well, we can't say alpha male. You've got to look.
You said alpha male.
Yeah, in the beginning.
No. You jumped on abuse, my friend. I never said nothing.
I heard what you said. Everybody heard what you said, Brad. You said.
What did I say?
You said the women are after the alpha male.
Yeah, but I never said nothing about abuse.
You never said nothing about abuse, but.
But basically, in the context of what was said, basically you said about the alpha male being the woman. You found that the women run after the alpha male,
Yeah,
and that's
a
problem. No. But what I'm saying is the women run after the alpha male, so the other males weren't getting a look in. You see, but what I'm saying is the women who ran after the alpha male and got abused, now they're looking to the other males because they can see that alpha male is just a front. You see, so that's in the context of what we were talking about anyway,
It can work both ways still, because some women need the alpha male. Like, for example, if they've come out of an abusive relationship, they're going to want a man stronger than the man that she just left. Because he's, you know what I mean?
That's another scenario.
That's another scenario too. You know what I mean? So there is need for an alpha male, especially if you've got an abusive man. You need to make sure the next man you have, the last guy just dressed back because he's not he's not on that level. Just forget it. Don't even think about bullying her. I'm protecting her from you.
But I think there's an essence, a lack of kind of real love in the community. This is why people have to go to the car, the mobile phone, because they're attaching themselves to something to give themselves comfort. And it's becoming more, instead of a person, it's an object or it's a phone. This is what the person is like loving and getting that kind of feedback from. You see, so people are wearing the Gucci and the Armani because that trousers is giving them the love that they're missing in their life. You see.
Okay. Anyway, I've got to go.
I can see why you called head spin doctor. You got our head spinning now, you know.
Yeah.
No, I think you twisted it up though. and twist me up, doing the tag team on me,
Yeah, but Brethren, you got some good points. Obviously, we have to kind of push the thing because what you said was very important, and it's true. There's a lot of, especially the young girls, the young teenagers, they are after this alpha male thing. What you're talking about, you know, what I mean, the little teens. They think so they have to be with the bad man then, and it's a bad man. It's not about that. You know what I mean? Get your heart right. And as you was talking about the chakras and all of these things, you know what I mean? Once you're functioning from your heart chakra, you will definitely find the person you're looking for. But if you're functioning from the lower chakra, it could be more lustful than spiritual.
Yeah, and part of the tactics on this show is to pressure what you're saying, because if you didn't have a strong point, you would have hung up, you see. But obviously you had good things to say. That's why you took on the tag team, you know.
Yeah, man. It's all right, but try again. Go back to YouTube and find some more time.
Versus Giant Haystack.
Nah, you done well though. You done well. Your point is valid, and what you're saying is true. There's a lot of women that just wants this bad man image, especially the younger ones them, and they need to realize at the end of the day it's going to be destruction, because some bad man's going to come for that bad man that you're with. You understand?
And it works both ways. For the youth, they think they have to be that bad man to get that woman, you know, because that's the next thing again, you know.
But it's true though.
It's very interesting, and I'm straying a bit, but the other day I was thinking about, do you remember this film called Waiting to Exhale?
Yeah.
Right, where the film's about 4 different women in 4 different types of relationship.
Yeah.
And that one of them was quite interesting, from what I remembered, was she realised that her next door neighbour, who was the gardener, was her potential love, but in the beginning she didn't look at him because he was a gardener.
Right.
Yeah? But Angela Bassett's character, if you remember it, she was more the lead character.
Right.
She was very subservient to her husband.
Right.
And served her husband, and her husband, she wanted in her character to have children. If you watch the film, she wanted children, she wanted to run her own business, but the man was saying, no, not now, not ready now. And they even talked about their love making. When they were making love, he would withdraw. If you watch the film properly, in the end, if you remember, the whole storyline was that Angela Bassett's husband left her for the white girl. Do you remember that in the film? And she left, and then I'm only going to just drop on a bit. The most iconic memory about that film was when she set his car on fire. Do you remember he got all her suits, put all the suits in the car, and set the car on fire? And as she's setting it, that was very symbolic for her, you know. If you watch, she was actually telling us, after all the things I've done for you, no children, no job, being subservient to you, this is how you treated me, and she burned everything. That was a materialistic, how can I say, view, reminded her of him. Anyway, I've got to go.
That's excellent. Thanks for your points there, Spin Doctor.
Big up Spin Doctor. People, ladies, don't bother burn up your man car. It's just a film. Yeah, don't take that seriously. Yeah, that's a film. But he has said some good points.
Yeah, definitely there.
And ladies, yeah, man, this is the Jammer Show. You know what I mean? Every Thursday. So
respect.
We're keeping it real like that. So yeah, this is not even my show. Your show.
No, man, but I like the convo still, you know.
Yes.
So it'd be good if you could, come along and put your insight in it, you know.
Well, I try, but what my man's saying, he's saying that he's single, and he's looking for the right partner. But first of all, you need to know what type of person you're looking for, and then you've got to put yourself in the position or in the image that person will come to you. You know what I mean? You can't be walking around with...
Hello, we got a caller again?
Yeah.
Yes, this is Solomon.
Hi, Solomon. Yeah, hi. So,
Yes.
So you heard what the other caller was saying. What's your
Yes,
take
I
on
did what Spin Doctor was saying. And you see, just quickly, just interject before the top team starts, yeah? Is that what Spin Doctor said, yeah? And then what Bless then said afterwards. Telling the sisters, hey, you know, it's only a film, don't go and burn up nobody's car. Yeah? You have to understand that these movies are what program, and this is the programming that become these messages that make these women, or not even just women, it's how these things are formatted in a way to give you these ideas, program you based upon the emotional, the suppressed emotions, suppressed feelings, and how you're relating emotionally to what you're seeing depicted in the movie, in the story, okay? And this goes into creating this false impression. You understand? Yeah? When you burn up everything, all this material thing. You see, they've got people looking at things more based on valuing themselves from a material perspective, not the essence and the quality and the vibration that you carry.
Right.
I mean, what you have to say about it, because I could flow and,
I think it's from what you were saying before, it's key that what's happening is we are following, as you were saying as well, programs. We're not doing what you're saying is to go into yourself, because we're led to believe we have to act the way that's been presented to us by the TV programming, And if you look at the word program, really, it's got an E at the end and an extra M. So you look at the word program, you see program me, So it is that, yes, exactly what you're saying is that we're given the EastEnders, we're given the soap operas, we're given the Hollywood movies, and there's a certain type of action that happens,
Most certainly, and we need to look at this, and we deal with you see, before I was hearing, there's a difference between the mind, mentally driven, and being connected to your heart center. Yeah? And as I think it's you, Bless, you said that, if you come from your heart, there's a different vibrational frequency to what you're going to attract. Yeah? Differently to when you're coming from a lower
vibration, lower chakra. Yeah, that's the love of the man them that beat their women is functioning on a low chakra.
You see, the thing is we have to understand, though, understand and overstand, is that all of them energy centers, all of them have to be in alignment. It's about embracing all of thyself. Right. Yeah? We have been conditioned to believe that sexual arousal, right, is that's temptation from the devil. Right. You're told in the Bible that, it was, without saying it directly, but it's to do with the awakening, the arousal of the sexual, serpentine, creative energy.
Right, so it's lifting the negative, like a negative aspect, is it?
Yeah, they make that now, like, this is the reason why, you have shame. That's the first thing, innit? They cover up, they realize they're naked, and then the pictures that you see, because these are just pictures, see, trying to put ideas in your mind to create this identification with it, yeah? Right. So then shame, and what them do, them cover up what? She cover up her her mammary glands, and her regenerative organs, and him just find a little piece of leaf and cover up his generative organs. Right. Yeah? The rest of their body still naked. Yeah. Right? So this idea about we realized we were naked and then you start to cover up just your sexual organs. Huh? You see, what it is this. It's to associate shame and guilt with your sexual organs. and with the whole sexual act, so you don't be able to tap into to embrace the purity of life and how the ecstasy of life
what
feels.
kind of design is that then? Who would have put that kind of concept in place, and why?
Well, we see through the religion, and the purpose of religion is to control, define, and confine people to the indoctrinations that has been forced upon them.
Right.
But the thing is, the original concepts or the original symbolic meaning of the sexual life force energy, which is the oldest depiction of anything that you would say is being to be acknowledged and revered by many people,
right,
is the sexual organs. In India, you have the lingam and the yoni. In Kemet, we use the term, you've got the tekanu, which they call the obelisk. Yeah? The tekanu is a phallic symbol. See? Right? It's about gender control, gender harmonics. And it stands within a circle. And usually there's water running underneath it, because you're dealing with electromagnetic energy. Yeah? So you're dealing with the masculine and the feminine principle right there, sir. So what happens? We've been caught up in a mental institution. Some people call it white supremacy. And years back in 1994, when I was in the States, all the ISIS papers and things that later came over here around 10 years after, we used to read up all of them things and then aside the symbolic meaning to how a system has been constructed to mentally control you. It's systematic mind control. Yeah? Now, they always talk and tell you about the mind. And the problem is coming from your mind. Yeah? You have mind fields, mind tricks, mind games. You're told it's about mental. I remember my brother Jammers, when Edison kind of dropped it.
That's right, yeah.
The phonetics of mental.
Yeah.
You see? And then I got stretching and go into it more and says, yeah, what men tell you is what you believe and believe. Yeah? Then you hold on to mental.
That's right.
Mental concepts. These concepts, which is separating you from your true self,
right,
and making you stay in a prison of identifying with the psychological, mental, emotional idea called a person.
Respect. But so we come on to time constraint. Once again, excellent on this, I think. And I think definitely we'll be back next week discussing the same. So, yeah, respect for that. And I'd like to thank Spin Doctor and everybody, all the listeners, once again, Mantis behind the scenes, everyone who's tuned in to the first show on Bless. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I didn't put you under too much stress. Once again, bring up the King, the Queen and the Empress. Thank you. DS Jammers out.
Yeah, so people, next week we're going to do the part 2 to this thing, because I know there's a lot of people that didn't get to say what they wanted to say, especially the ladies as well, who's been through the thing, you know what I mean? We need to get some advice from the ladies as well, because, they have experienced some things that they need to share with the man them. So, we're out of here. Hold tight, Jammers.
Hear me? Good night.
You're listening to the Jam Masters Show on Bless FM with DJ Jammers. Jam Masters, how you know, say John would say sound boy, you have a bite the dust tonight.
Once again, thank you and good night. I was on blessradio.org and I'm sure I'm going to be back again. Thank you.